Okay, I think I am ready to get started. So, how's it going, everybody? Let's remove this starting screen. And the game isn't captured just yet, but I will fix that momentarily. Where is the game capture? I'm doing good, thank you for asking. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone, by the way. Because, you know, I'm Irish, I'm practically legally obligated to say it. I'm going to open up the game and see if it's being caught on stream. I'm going to click OK and see if that changes anything. Okay, cool. Doesn't seem like it's being captured. I will fix that. Okay, how to get good at Persona 4 Arena? Step 1, quit the game. Step 2, cry yourself to sleep. Step 3, find a reason to wake up in the morning. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Dark. Properties, let's see, let's try this now. You should just work. Don't know why you decide to not sometimes. This is weird. It just decides to not work sometimes. I'm gonna delete this game capture and add in another one. Yep, do that please. Game capture, add. Sorry about this, guys, but hope you're all having a good day so far.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Oh, there we go. Now we can see it. I need that to show up under. I need my stuff to show up as well, though, instead of. My face should still show up above it. Definitely should be above that, but okay. Okay, there we go. Brought my face cam back. Shouldn't have done that, but okay, we'll live with it. All right, back to your pre-scheduled game. All right, now we can actually get started. Sorry for the delay. It happens sometimes. This song's such a pop, I love it. Sounds really quiet. While you play, I'm gonna grind in Pokemon Sword. Using degenerate tactics. Hey, that's how you gotta be sometimes. Sometimes you gotta use those tactics. Okay, I'm gonna just turn it up here because I feel like it's quiet for you guys. And if I need to turn it down, you can just tell me. So my main prerogative is to get through at least to what I can of the first story. I know you kind of hit a like roadblock to when they want you to experience other stuff, so you don't get spoiled for other stories. So we'll go at least to the first roadblock. From there, we'll kind of play it by ear. So I believe we need to enter P4A to experience the first story. Yeah, here we go. So I guess I'll just start up with Yu's story, because he's the protagonist, so... Please let me know about volume settings if I need to raise and lower stuff. Blue. The floor, the ceiling, the furnishings, everything is blue. It's quite unlike what I normally see throughout my day. And yet my heart is mysteriously calm. I recognize the sunlight rumbling as the engine. I realize I'm in a car. Or rather, someplace I recognize.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
The old man with the bizarre face sitting before me makes an expression that appears to be a smile. I'm gonna go so I don't get spoiled. Okay, cool. Thank you for coming and supporting the stream anyway. Sitting quietly next to the old man is a woman as beautiful and as delicate as an ice sculpture.
It seems we have a guest with an intriguing destiny. My name is Igor. I am delighted to make your acquaintance.
The Velvet Room. Igor. Even though I'm barely conscious, I remember this is not the first time I've heard those names. Destiny Bond is OP. I can't remember what you mean by that. I see. This is a dream. This happened in the past. I've been in this room before. If my memory is correct, what he says next is...
This place exists
between dream and reality, mind and matter.
And it is a room.
I remember that from Persona 4, and 3, and 5.
May enter. It may be that such a fate awaits you in the near future.
The words I expected to hear fall from the old man's mouth. I'm surprised that I still remember them. Another me, the one not in the dream, can't help but smile at that.
Now then, why don't you introduce yourself?
I remember this too. When I said my name here, it forged a contract with them. And so I answer. Yu Narukami. When I open my eyes, the light is so blinding I have to squint. To move where if the user dies, the other Pokemon is killed. Okay, that's fair. For a moment, I can't figure out where I am and look around.
I was on my way back.
I mutter to myself and look out the window. The sky is somewhat cloudy. Unfortunately, the scenery is as peaceful as always. It seems that I fell asleep on the train and headed to the countryside where I spent the last year, in Inaba. If I recall correctly, when I first came to that town, it was an afternoon just like this. I dozed off in the same way and summoned to the Velvet Room. That was when Igor said misfortunes would befall me, and just as he foretold, I was dragged into an outrageous murder mystery. That was no ordinary case. The Midnight Channel, shadows, and personas, the power of the heart. I saw things that could scarcely be believed. Sorry, I stepped away. How's it going? I'm doing pretty good today. Had a pretty good St. Patrick's Day so far. I didn't go to the parade or anything, but I just chilled at home. I actually played this game on Switch because I got it on all the consoles it came out on because I love Persona. So I got it on Switch and PS5 as well. So I was playing it on Switch this morning, kind of just getting a feel for the controls. And yeah, what else did I do? I didn't do a lot today. Played a bit of Ace Attorney as well with my sister. And then I'm meeting with a friend tomorrow. He's going to come over here to hang out. So, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well, and everyone watching. Thanks for watching. Samek, your Let's Play is amazing. I'm loving how you're like taking it. Happy Easter to you too. God damn it, Dark. But I made memories that can never be replaced. We gained powers of personas and suffered together. I stood with my friends on the investigation team, and these misfortunes fought alongside them. There's no way I could have overcome such ordeals without their help.
Everyone's been up to.
After solving the mystery, it was decided I would leave Inaba since my parents would be returning from overseas around the same time. It's been about 2 months since I last saw them, and they said goodbye to me at the train station. I decided to stay at the Dojima residence during Golden Week so I could spend a holiday with my friends. Of course, my uncle was happy to hear this, and his only daughter, Nanako, should be glad to see me.
Damn it! I still haven't picked up Yosuke's gift.
Well, it's something quite particular, I guess. Got a lot of inspiration for my Let's Plays from Peter Netter. Don't know, I've never heard of him, but if you got inspired by him, then he must make good stuff. I also fought literally God. I received a call from Teddy, one of my investigation team friends, this morning, and the details of the conversation were troublesome.
Hello? Is this Sensei?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm just gonna put this on auto since
I'm really sorry to bring this up.
Since
but
it's
I
just
forgot
conversation.
To tell you something very important. I have a special request for the souvenirs. I'm sure you'll be bringing your bear's friend.
Oh wait, my tags aren't up on screen. I want to fix that quickly. There we go. Teddy, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to tell people what you want to bring them as souvenirs. I already have souvenirs for everyone, but oh well. Sure enough, Teddy was only asking for some snacks that aren't sold in Inaba, so it wasn't much trouble. Oh, but there was one problem.
Oh, and one more thing. Can I ask you to pick up something for Yosuke too?
I was planning on bringing something for everyone anyway, but go ahead.
This is gonna be good.
Well, Yosuke's been down in the dumps after his mommy burned his favorite nurse. She was what I called scorching hot. Just kidding.
A nurse?
Come on, Sensei. You know what I'm talking about.
Unfortunately.
This nurse magazine with the chest examinations and the bear behind.
God,
I
Teddy.
see. And you expect me to buy him a replacement?
Of course, silly. People coming to visit are supposed to bring presents.
This game will only get good when Elizabeth, Mitsuru shows up. Nice save, Dark.
All right. Oh, I was planning to head back tomorrow, but since we're meeting up early, I decided to go back today. Can you pass that on to everyone?
Aha! Then the sexy nurses will be arriving even sooner. It'll be like Sensei, we have an emergency.
Oh yeah, let's not mention your best friend as well, but okay, sure.
Okay then, we'll be waiting for you.
I let you stay at my house, you goddamn bear. I'm a little worried now. I hope he isn't telling everybody something that would give them the wrong idea. Well, I should just call again once I get there. But in the end, I wasn't able to pick one up for him. How can I put it? I feel bad for Yosuke if I gave him the magazine and every time he opened it, his friend's face kept popping in his head. I have to think Yosuke and his pride too. He doesn't need me buying him this stuff. Then again, this is Yosuke we're talking about. I'm sure he'll understand if I explain my reasoning. Probably.
Now pulling into Yaso Inaba. This will be the last stop. Yaso Inaba.
Oh,
Come on, train announcer, put a bit of oomph into it. End of the line already. Looks like I've been asleep a lot longer than I thought. Just as that thought came to me, a certain worry crossed my mind. If I had a dream of the Velvet Room, does that mean I'm going to be dragged into another adventure? No, I shouldn't be thinking like that. I'm overthinking it. Igor said I'm delighted to make your acquaintance, after all, so it's nothing but a dream. Quite misleading since I've had dreams of being summoned into that room ever since. The train begins to slow down and I take Take it as my cue to gather my belongings and luggage from the rack above me. When the train comes to a complete stop, the doors open. Even the smell of... Jeez, I'm so sorry. The smell of the wind evokes a sense of nostalgia. I think I'm getting a little too sentimental. I step out onto the platform with a wry smile. I'm standing in front of the train station, but this town's as quiet as it's always been. I realize that the sun has started to set and the... One sec, actually, before I go on... Is there a... Well, firstly, fast. And, okay, since I want to head back to the main menu for just a quick second. No, not online. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready for online yet. There are options. There we go. There you go. That's the problem. The music volume is really low. I'll just turn all these up. Will you become a sweaty Persona 4 arena player? I don't know. Probably not. I'm not good so far. So if I just click here, will it let me continue from my save? Or is that starting from the beginning? That's starting from the beginning. Let's not do that. Oh, here we go. Alright, continuing where we left off. I realize the sun started to set and the orange sky envelopes the world.
What should I do?
It sounds so much better already. Today is May 2nd. According to the calendar, the latter half of the holidays will begin tomorrow. I told Dojima-san that I was going to arrive today, but it seems like he's been too busy with work to come and get me. Ryotaro Dojima. He's my uncle. I dated him last year. He's a detective with the Inaba police. He's raising his elementary school-aged daughter, Nanako, by himself. It seems that he was suddenly contacted by a detective from the Metropolitan Police Department regarding last year's case. They has to work late. What happened last year was very serious, so I guess it's not too surprising he's so busy. He shouldn't have worried about it. I recall how apologetic he sounded over the phone, and I can't help but smile. I told him that I knew the way over from the station, but a bag packed with necessities and a souvenir for everyone turns out to be quite a load. Today's March 17th. What is you going on about? To be honest, I don't know when the bus will come. Maybe I should just call a taxi. I'm thinking this.
Nanako?
Big bro!
Nanako! It is Nanako. There's no way I mistake her.
To meet me all on your own?
Why did she come to the station all by herself? True, the Dojima residence is within walking distance, but it couldn't have been easy for her. Have you not met Yannick? Have you not spent... We're talking about the same Nanako you spent like half a year with, right? Like, Nanako's tough. She can handle herself. Even though it's still light outside right now, it will get dark soon, and the country roads are barely lit. What would she have done if it hadn't been here? I'm about to voice my concerns, but Nanako sounds slightly proud when she says...
Don't worry, Dad knows about it. He gave me money for the bus.
Of course he did.
He said he couldn't make it, so I came instead. Welcome back, big bro. I wanted to see you so much.
This is a girl who does all the laundry and cooking herself. She can make it to the train station on her own.
Thanks. I'm happy to see you again, too.
I see. She must have wanted to show me that she's grown up too. She is around that age after all. For a moment I'm surprised that Dojima-san let her do this. I can kind of imagine what kind of conversation took place. Nanako always been a capable girl, but over the past year his housekeeping skills have improved greatly. Sorry, her housekeeping skills have improved greatly. She's proven herself to be very reliable. She takes the lead in many things within the house, and even Dojima-san can't compete with her sometimes. I can easily imagine that scene in my mind. And it's true, I'm glad someone came to welcome me. I take Nanako's hand and begin walking side by side.
No sense standing around here. What's in the fridge at home?
Lots. Dad and I bought a ton of stuff since you were coming to visit.
If Nanako says so, then he really must have bought a lot. Dojima-san did say he'll pick up dinner for us, but if that's the case, maybe I should have put together something to go with it. Ask Nanako what she wants to eat, and she looks back with a twinkle in her eyes.
Are you gonna cook dinner? Ooh,
Nanako and I make small talk before we walk to Inaba together for the first time in a little while. Being here makes it feel like I've gone back in time to a year ago. After we get back to Dojima home, I hurry and unpack my belongings before heading to the kitchen. Nanako helps me out as diligently as she claimed earlier. The way she mixes eggs seems more skillful than before. You're such a good girl, Nanako.
This is the Evening Journal with news for May 2nd. Our top story is on the domestic airline that was hijacked yesterday.
The TV in the living room echoes through the house. Thinking back on it, it was quite often in this place. When I first came to Inaba, Nanako was practically raised by the television. There had been this odd sense of distance between us around that time. Shannon started calling me Big Bro, and we didn't cook together like we're doing now. It's the little things that bring back memories. Right as we were done making dinner, Dojima-san arrives with some deluxe sushi. Nanako quickly gets up and rushes to the door. She seemed happy when her father comes home. Dojima-san apologizes about the sudden increase in workload, and we sit at the table to begin eating. Being here like this makes me feel like 2 months never happened at all. There's a warm atmosphere, as if I've always been part of the family and I've lived here with them for my entire life. I thank both of them from the bottom of my heart. Aww. That's a nice picture.
Phew.
Another familiar room. This is the room that was prepared for me on the 2nd floor of the Dojima residence. There's a nice Catherine reference. I'm kind of covering it, but there's a calendar of the box art for Catherine on it. Nanako had fallen asleep after all the excitement. I carried her to her room and told my uncle that I'll be going to bed early since I have plans. He said it was okay, gesturing towards the second floor. I'm a little perplexed by this, but I have my suspicions, and as I opened the door, my old room, it seems I was right. This room is no different from when I was living here. It's exactly the same as when I left Inaba. I close the door with a feeling of wistfulness. As I sit down on my sofa, I consider my uncle's thoughtfulness. I sigh in exhaustion from the long journey. I'll be able to see my friends tomorrow. Considering that there are still several days left in the holiday, it might be nice to leave early tomorrow and go visit the shopping district.
It's raining.
The time is just before midnight. In mere moments, it'll be a new day. Whenever it rains, I might end up checking the time. While I spent the last year in Inaba, I was always checking for the Midnight Channel, which was a popular urban legend, and how we entered the other world where we can stab shadows. It's a bad habit of mine, even when I'm not here. If you look at a turned off TV at midnight on a rainy day, you'll see your soulmate. Discovering this rumor is actually the first reason I became involved in the murder investigation. But the person who appears on the Midnight Channel isn't your soulmate, it's the next victim. After discovering this, we all nervously watched the TVs in our room on a rainy night in order to solve the case.
That brings back some memories. Nothing will show anymore, though.
Will nothing appear, though? I suddenly have doubts. Why would I think that? After we solved the case, after we confirmed the Midnight Channel wasn't appearing anymore, the empty screen stays silent. So
Just
why?
in case.
It's not going to turn on. There's no way. The more I think about it, the more I feel my resolve fading. I peer into the TV screen as if something's drawing me into it. The only thing I see is my reflection in the dark glass of the CRT television. Or so I thought. I have a gaming PC, now cutscenes work, guys. This isn't the Persona 4 playthrough where I have to skip all the cutscenes.
Yet powerful foes. The desperate fighting program amongst high school students. A new legend is about to start.
May the manliest of all men come on down!
Nobody touches his precious Nanako, the sister complex Kingpin of Steel, Yu Narukami!
It's only natural.
Wage slave in the boonies by day, hero by night, Captain Resentiment, Yosuke Hanamura!
Everything that bores me has gotta go.
A spunky dragon with deadly legs, the carnivore whose discarded womanhood, Chie Satonaka!
We need to eat more meat!
Please escort me to the ring, my prince! The unconquerable Snow Black, Yukiko Amagi!
I'll finish you in one strike!
Blooming roses and bulging muzzles, the blood-curdling beefcake emperor, Kanji Tatsumi! Deep into realms of romance, the body of a child, the brain of a genius, the 2000 IQ killjoy detective, Naoto Shirogane!
Is this an army of idiots?
Fight and survive towards the one throne waiting at the end! The P1 Grand Prix where fierce fights will be fought. The battle begins tonight.
What the fuck? Because of the Joy-Con drift, I selected the baton pass without any buffs.
What?
Yeah, that happens.
Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel?
Was that me? Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel? I'm impressed that there's so much wrong with that phrase, I don't know where to begin. No, I shouldn't be thinking like that. Those words aren't the problem. I hurry to make sure the TV isn't plugged in. That was a midnight channel. What it was actually showing was rather ridiculous, but thinking back, the midnight channel showed everything last year didn't make sense either. I'm suddenly gripped by the tension. If the midnight channel is appearing again, I have to find out why. I pull out my cell phone and search for Yosuke's number.
H. Hanamura Yosuke.
I quickly hit the call button. Does everyone else know about this? Is everyone aware that the midnight channel is still being broadcasted? Do they know it's showing us? And we've been giving taglines that only describe us as uncharitable?
Hello, this is Yosuke.
Yosuke?
It's nothing. I just freaked out when you called all of a sudden. Yeah, that's it. What's up? Hey, when do you want to meet?
I can tell just by going on. I can tell what's going on by the sound of his voice. Yosuke knows what happened on the midnight channel, and he's just trying to hide it. Considering I've been out at Inaba for a while, I bet he's trying to keep me from worrying about it. There's no need for him to be concerned about that. Then again, I can kind of understand how he feels.
And that's
I am
not
his
why
friend.
I was calling. I saw the midnight channel. You saw it too, right?
Huh?
I can easily hear Yosuke panicking on the other side of the phone. He's probably surprised I saw the midnight channel. I shouldn't even be in Inaba right now. He must be thinking the midnight channel is appearing on a national TV network. Looks like Teddy didn't tell him after all.
Did Teddy not tell you? Since we're meeting up early tomorrow, I decided to come today. I figured you wouldn't think I could have seen it, so I gave you a call.
Well, I assumed you weren't here yet, so I didn't want to rely on you.
You haven't changed. So how about it? You're not gonna leave this be, are you, Captain Rasantama?
Why'd you zero in on that part? Did you see how they called you a Sister Complex Kingpin?
Mine's not that bad.
You think? Oh, I ought to tell you, that program's not the only strange thing lately. Teddy, Rise, and Kanji aren't here either. They disappeared.
Dun dun dun. For a moment, I'm lost for words. Not only has the midnight channel come back on, but we've lost contact with 3 of our friends. I have a bad feeling about this. I can't believe that those 2 things are unrelated.
Right. We should get together tomorrow like we planned.
Yeah, at the Jeunesse food court. Welcome back, partner.
I'm suddenly reminded I haven't greeted Yosuke at all. I finally feel the sense of worry fade a little. I answer with a smile.
Good to be here.
No matter what happened, our friends may be in danger. If that's true, there's only one thing to do. Speaking of things to do.
Oh, right. Sorry to say, I forgot to pick up your souvenir.
A souvenir? Don't even worry about it, man.
You sure? I thought you were really looking forward to it. Those nurses.
God damn it.
Nurses?
I had a feeling he wouldn't get it if I just didn't tell him flat out. Why does a literal sword Pokemon want to be petted? I don't know, Dark. I don't play Pokemon much. This is rather hard to bring up, but oh
yeah,
well.
Teddy asked me to get it for you. He said you were crushed that they got burned.
Oh, wait, this is all...
I didn't know you were into nurses.
Shut up! That's enough! Damn it, you're trying to wind me up, aren't you? Stay home, you jerk.
But I'm already here. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
At least it seems like he understands about the souvenir. In any case, the preparations have been made. Tomorrow I'll meet with everyone and we'll sort through whatever information we have about the situation. If we have to, we'll go back into that world. It'd be best if we was all just in our imaginations, but unfortunately we know the Midnight Channel wouldn't have appeared without a reason. I should make sure I'm ready for tomorrow and get some rest. Every day is great at your Jeunesse. The space is as lively as always. I look across the food court at the Jeunesse roof for the first time in a while. Even though there aren't many people in Inaba, this place is especially crowded. Plus, it's Golden Week, so it's even busier than usual. I run into Yosuke at the elevators and we briefly greet each other. Guys are weird like that. The closer we are, the more simple our interactions when we met each other's face to face. The 2 of us step out in the food court. We immediately find Yukiko and Chie. They wave us past the playground area from the beach they're sitting on.
Good to see you guys again.
Welcome back! We missed you! The guest of honor's finally here! You're looking well. Welcome back. Should we...
Oh,
He already knows about the Midnight Channel thing. He's actually the one who called me up about it.
Oh, I see. This has turned into a pretty thrown-together reunion, hasn't it? But I'm glad you came.
We chat some more, and then we all sit down. Then Yosuke stands up and clears his throat loudly. He's probably been waiting for the right moment to say something. He hasn't mentioned anything to me, but I can easily guess what he's about to say. We all look towards Yosuke.
Well, it sucks that we can't hang out more before jumping into another mystery, but to celebrate our partner's return, I hereby reinstate the investigation team in response to the Midnight Channel going back on the air last night.
Oh, the team is back!
All back together, the Four Musketeers.
Just hearing that name again gets me all fired up. Yeah, let's do this!
I don't think the applause is necessary.
Why not? It's been 2 months since we last all saw each other. Chie and Yukiko started chuckling, and I shrug. And then Yosuke seems saddened that he still ends up laughing along as well. It's a relief to see that they're all the same as always, but because of that, it makes me even more worried about the friends that I have right now. We can't start slacking off. We begin to sort through the information that we know about already.
Let's get cracking. I mean, this is no laughing matter. No one's heard from Teddy, Kanji, or Rise. Just those 3, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got a hold of Naoto-kun, but I didn't tell her about this stuff. She told me she couldn't make it today because of her job, so I didn't want to worry her. She seemed pretty bummed that she couldn't be here too.
If she has a reason for not being here, we can still contact her, then Naoto should be fine. That leaves Teddy, Rise, and Kanji. Not hearing back from them after an entire day has passed isn't normal at all. The relationship between the student disappearance and the reappearance of the Midnight Channel last night disturbs me.
One thing's been bothering me. The picture on the TV was very clear last night.
Yeah. Going by the pattern from last year, it wouldn't be that clear until after the victim entered the TV.
Hey, isn't this the first time a big group of people was shown together? Plus, we're still here.
Why us anyway? And what's up with those insulting descriptions?
Chie seems pretty angry about it all. Many of the locals know about the rumors of Midnight Channel. In other words, this troubling broadcast has already been seen by who knows how many people. From what I've been told, the moment Chie tried to ask another student about the Midnight Channel, the other girl ran away with a look of fear on her face. It's no surprise that Chie would be angry. But in the end...
What bothers me most is Teddy. He was acting like the host of that show.
Yeah, we can't find him.
This smells fishy. Then again, I doubt he would play a prank like this for no reason.
I guess we'll just have to go inside the TV and find out what's going on.
That's right. Go inside the TV. Out of everything that was out of everything. The element that shook our common sense most of everything we experienced last year. Actually, the murders in last year's events happened in another world that's inside the television. The world of monsters called the Shadows, that are born from people's hearts. Because of my friends, I gained powers of Persona, the power to defeat the Shadows. We were able to enter the TV screens and fight them.
Stuck in there without Teddy to give us an exit?
But even we Persona users would find it extremely difficult to leave on our own. In order to come back, we need to exit the TV that our friend Teddy was capable of creating.
Not so. I've had Teddy keep the exit TV out on that side.
Look at you, all prepared.
I mean, think about it. What if we were half asleep and fell into a TV when Teddy wasn't over there?
Like anyone would be that clumsy.
Anyway, it sounds like it's safe for us to go investigate then.
No matter what the reason, it was reassuring for us to know that we had an exit strategy ready for us. We had an exit strategy ready for us. To be honest, I almost fell into it the first time it appeared in my room.
Yeah, there's no doubt that something's going on in there.
We're all good to go. To tell the truth, I had a hunch that this was going to happen.
Oh, something weird I noticed. The yellow outlines that appear when Yu is speaking, they only appear around Yu. They don't appear around, they don't appear around the other tree. We all share to look confirm our intentions. All of them nod back. I can see the seriousness in their eyes. Even though there was a 2-month gap since I last saw them, they still continue to put their trust in me. I feel a slight sense of pride as I stand up from the bench. The large screen TV in the electronics department is directly below the food court. That was the entrance we always used last year.
It's a holiday, so the store's full of people.
Someone throw a stink bomb. That'll clear it out.
Picking up around town.
It's time to go.
Oh, those are 2 from the RPG, the like actual Persona 4.
It's been a while since last time.
I'm a little nervous.
Get ready! The customers are going away! Uh-huh.
Let's go!
Yeah!
Back into TV. Oh.
Isn't this different from usual? Oh no! What do we do?
What can we do? We can't stop now!
I hear a voice. It's a woman's voice. It sounds familiar to me. The voice is...
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Margaret! As my cousin called Bridget, for some reason. Welcome to the Velvet Room. I don't sense that distinctive floating feeling I usually have when I enter the TV world. When I concentrate, I realize I must be sitting in a chair. The moment I open my eyes, I see vibrant blue. The Velvet Room. I visited this place an untold number of times last year, and once more in my dreams yesterday. I never thought I'd return to this place.
It's not a dream this time? What's going on? Didn't my contract end already?
Igor, who usually sits front and center, is nowhere to be seen, and to greet me is the woman with silver hair, Margaret. Could this be a personal summoning then? It happened a few times last year too. Margaret smiles as if she senses my suspicions.
This room is tied to your fate. Nothing that occurs here is meaningless, though you reached an end.
Except
to
the
one
fusion
journey,
mistakes that happen
you now
sometimes,
find
but...
yourself here again. This shows that you will once again be faced with a question.
A question? And something really is going on?
Another mystery's
Here
appeared.
on,
Okay, I'm gonna turn on the
you
lights
will
because I can see it
upset
myself.
your
The camera
status
getting
quo.
dark.
It is true that you've opened the door once already, but all things change. Nothing ever remains the same. What you gained before will change over time as well. You will have to face them once again.
Face them?
The first thing that Margaret's words stir up on my mind is the sight of my friends' smiling faces. Is that going to change? No, that can't be true. And face them again? It's impossible. Once I wake up and leave this room, I should still be with my friends. There's no need to jump to conclusions. But Margaret appears to have anticipated my thoughts and smiles while narrowing her eyes.
Show me how you will proceed down the path that awaits beyond the door you've opened.
My vision wavers and the blue light before me vanishes quickly. I still need to know what she means by those words.
Where am I?
Where did I get thrown? Where did I get thrown to when I left the blue room? The scenery is so unexpected that I'm at a loss. This is a school. It's the music room of Yasogami High, the school I attended with my friends until recently. There's no mistaking it. When I entered the TV, we entered the TV together, so why am I here? No, that's not right.
No, wait. This has to be the TV world.
The graffiti on the ground. Shoes placed like they're some kind of ritual. The eerily shining eyes of the portraits on the wall. The more carefully I look, the more I realize this place is not the real Yasogami High. Most of all, I sense no warmth coming from this place like I always did from students who would come and go from here. This is a fake. It's definitely not the school I attended. But what happened to turn the TV world? What happened to turn the world inside the TV to this? On top of that, we entered the TV from our usual entrance, but I ended up in a completely different place.
This has never happened before.
I also realized that my friends aren't with me either. Did we somehow get separated? I start to feel chills down my spine and look around.
Hello! Sorry for the wait.
Okay, now it's time for shit to get real.
Boys and girls of Yasogami, the P1 Grand Prix is about to begin. There's no need for manners or courtesy or anything today, so let it all hang out. Tell us how you really feel.
What the?
Is that you, Rise? I shoot out a question, but she doesn't answer. This is Rise Kujikawa, one of our friends in the investigation team that we couldn't contact. Does she not hear me, or is she choosing not to respond? I ask myself, and I hear the voices echoing as well. I look around in surprise. The voices. It's not just one or two people. I see countless students staring at me from the hallways at the entrance everywhere I turn.
later. But first, the General has a few words for you all.
What's going on? Why are there so many people inside the TV? Before I can think of answers, Rise makes another announcement. As if on cue, the monitor in the music room turns on. What appeared on it was Teddy. He was wearing a strange hat and cape like he did on the Midnight Channel. First Rise and now Teddy? What are they doing?
You're all here now. Well then, I'm proud to announce the opening of our very own P1 Grand Prix!
Again. That's the same bizarre tournament that was shown on the Midnight Channel. Then, is Teddy really the one behind this?
Teddy, what's going on here? We came to look for you and Rise and...
Always with the talking, Sensei. It's a big waste of time.
We've been here an hour and we haven't had any gameplay yet.
Talk and more fighting. With the next challenger, come on down.
Teddy looks away and makes a dismissive gesture. Smoke suddenly blurts out from underneath me and robs me of any visibility. Is there someone beyond the right curtain? Eventually, my field of vision begins to clear. I keep my guard up, expecting anything. But who should appear but Yosuke? Though I hadn't expected to run into this, I'm relieved to find that he's safe. Teddy did say something about a challenger just a moment ago. I recall that the P1 Grand Prix appeared on the Midnight Channel and looked a lot like some kind of fighting competition. But am I supposed to fight Yosuke? That's not funny.
Great. They're expecting you and me to fight.
Looks like. Sheesh, what's Teddy thinking?
Starting that up already? I won't let you get all buddy-buddy with each other. These battles are fought to the death. Only the victor can proceed.
This joke's gone on far enough, Teddy. We're not gonna play along with that.
I look over Yosuke hoping he would agree with me. But he doesn't appear interested in what I have to say.
Really? I guess he should declare me the winner then.
That's funny,
You'll
Yosuke.
plan on fighting, right? That means I win by default.
But that's not what I was expecting to hear. What's getting into you, Yosuke? Do you have some reason to be talking like this? I can't figure out what's going on. Yosuke continued to speak in a carefree manner, and said something I simply couldn't believe.
Oh, but is that okay with you? I mean, since Nanako-chan's here at all?
Nanako's here?
Wait, really?
What?
You haven't seen her? She's with Teddy.
That asshole! That can't be. I saw Nanako back at the house when I left this morning, and even then Nanako can't enter a TV on her own. But she's in this world? I can't believe that for a moment. But what if it's true? Just coming to this world can tire a person out very quickly. On top of that, someone who can't use a persona, it can even be fatal.
Where is she? Yosuke, where's Nanako?
Whoa, what's gotten into you, partner? No need to get hysterical.
Yes, there is need to get hysterical. She almost died last.
You know what happened to her last time she came
Spoilers. Nanako did come into this world once last. Well, spoiler warning again. It was not something any of us wanted to happen. It was the start of a whole chain of events. Remembering this heart-wrenching even now. So why? No. Even then, it might be wrong for me to lash out at Yosuke the way he's acting. Calm down. I need to think straight here. All Yosuke said is that he saw her with Teddy. Then, was Nanako brought here by Teddy, if he's the leader of this tournament?
Yosuke, be straight with me. Are you sure Nanako's with Teddy?
How should I know? If I had to guess, I'd say she's probably still with him. Man, are you alright? Are you that worried about Nanako-chan?
Yeah, obviously.
No wonder people look at you funny, thinking you have a sister complex.
Shit. Here we go. Dark? No. The sense of wrongness that I've been feeling this whole time is getting even stronger. True, Yosuke might say some insensitive things, but that's mostly because he reads too much into a situation and acts out over it. He's not the type of guy to enjoy making hurtful remarks like this.
Are you alright?
Huh? What are you talking about? I should be the one saying that to you. She's not even your real sister. All that big bro stuff really creeps me out. It was a while ago that I saw her. It's probably too late to save her now. You know how things were last year, after all.
Yosuke.
It's definitely not the Yosuke I know. Yosuke's my friend. He wouldn't be so callous about that. At least, that's what I thought up till now. He was the one who had to face the pain of losing someone he cared about when the murders first started. I can't hate him for accidentally mentioning someone who was dead, but the way he was acting, he was doing this on purpose. I silently draw my sword and face Yosuke.
Draw your weapon. You'll get your fight.
What? Dude, what are you saying? You told me you let me win by default.
To be honest, I've been thinking that this Yosuke before me was some kind of fake. Even wondered if something had happened to him. Yosuke's shadow had appeared again in this world. But this wrongness that I kept sensing, this was nothing like that. This is probably the real Yosuke. The strangeness I feel because of these words really are coming from the mouth of someone I never thought I would say them. So
I
then,
don't know if you're being controlled or if there's something else going. Either way, you must understand the best way to resolve the situation.
there's no way to tell if what I'm saying going through to him at all. But I want to figure out what's going on. I'll just have to fall for this trap once.
Sorry, but I'm gonna go all out. No hard feelings.
Huh? All that talk and you're gonna fight against your partner after all? Well,
Oh, this song's from Persona 3. I really liked this one.
Ready?
Alright, time for actual gameplay after an hour. Yeah, exactly, announcer, finally. Ow. Here we go. Damn, I'm actually getting my ass kicked. Here we go. This should finish it. There we go. I should probably look at the controls before the next fight to reacquaint myself.
Amazing, Sensei! Keep that up and zoom on ahead!
Ahead? You're gonna continue with this? Teddy, about Nanako.
I don't want to spoil the surprise. If you want to find out, you'll have to get to me. And I can't say why, but I think you should hurry.
The monitor shuts off. I still haven't learned anything about Nanako, but he did seem to have been expecting me to ask about her. I don't want to think about it, but Nanako might really be here. The moment the monitor turned off, the students began to leave like waves in a receding tide. No, they don't look like students anymore. There's something inhuman just taking the shape of students. I was too focused on the fight to notice, but it seems like their true forms are coming through. Ah, Teddy is Nanako. They look like silhouettes. Could they be shadows? Even so, I don't sense any hostility from them. Well, if they're not a threat, then they're going away. There's no need to chase them. Besides, there's something more important to do right now.
Are you alright?
I walk towards where Yosuke lies collapsed on the ground and give him my hand to help him up.
Ow! Couldn't you hold back a little? I seriously thought you were gonna kill me.
The same went for you. I wouldn't have stood a chance if I held back on you.
Yosuke grimaces in pain as he stands, but he doesn't seem to have suffered any injuries. That's good. I knew I couldn't risk going easy on him, so I was a little worried that I actually hurt him. But once we get a good look at each other, Yosuke's demeanor suddenly changed.
Anyway, that aside, shut up about the nurses already. It's not like that's the only thing I ever think about.
Yes, it is.
What's this about nurses?
Huh? You were harping on it the whole time. How can you stand there and constantly bash my taste in women with a straight face? Is it such a crime to like nurses?
Wait a second.
I don't understand why he's suddenly angry, but he's not making any sense at all. I tell Yosuke to calm down and we go over what we thought happened before the fight. We learned our memories of each other. Okay. We learned that our memories of what each of us said to each other didn't match up at all. According to Yosuke, it seems I've been teasing him about his taste in women. Yosuke was so heated up about what I supposedly said that went into graphic detail, but I stopped him before things went too far. I mean, really, it's best for both of us we pretend this never happened. But thanks to our conversation in battle, I've come to realize something. If we've been hearing each other say things that neither of us meaning to say,
Yosuke,
then...
let me ask you something. Is it true that Nanako is here in this world?
She is?
Yosuke's at a loss for words. He had no idea what I was talking about. It's just as I thought. Yosuke doesn't know anything about Nanako. And that's true, then what I heard Yosuke... a lot of reading. Couldn't possibly have said. This only makes me more convinced I have the right idea. What I heard wasn't what Yosuke had meant to say. I don't know how, but something had made Yosuke say those things, even if he didn't know he was saying them. That reminds me, Teddy on the screen said that I needed to get to him if I wanted to find out the truth. Does that mean that Teddy had done this to us?
I guess there's no choice but to keep going.
Nanako's good friends with Teddy. I don't want to imagine it happening, but he wanted to kidnap her. It's certainly possible he could have. I want to go home once and make sure she's okay, but I have no idea where I am. Even worse, Teddy holds the means of us getting back to the real world. Then why did you choose this game? Because the poll. Like, you saw the poll. Like, don't pretend you don't know what it means. There's no way out of here unless I find my own.
Yeah. Well, be careful.
Be careful. I'm worried about you. Do your best. I sense a lot of emotions behind those words. Yes, I know I'm hearing the real Yosuke now. I take Yosuke's cheering to heart and leave the music room. Teddy has said that only the winner could go on in this tournament. I don't know exactly what it means, but it's probably not a lie. Yosuke understands that as well. That's why he's trusting me to sort this all out. To go without much talk. He's frustrated he can't help me. Jeez. I could just be jumping to conclusions here. After all, Teddy did say that was the rule, but we didn't have any proof either way. Might as well see what he meant by that. I stopped walking and turned back to Yosuke.
One last thing. About those nurses.
Quit it already! Are you out of your mind again?
Yosuke turns bright red and rushes towards me, flailing wildly in an attempt to stop me from finishing. And... bonk! What if Shadow Yosuke likes men? I'd believe it, honestly. With a painful sounding noise, he runs into something invisible and slowly slides to the floor.
What is this?
So there's an invisible wall. Looks like the loser can't leave the room.
Looks like there's some force that prevents the loser from leaving the fight where the area where the fight took place. It's likely that every time one of these battles happens, the winner will get sorted out this way. That's annoying.
I see how it works now. Thanks.
If Teddy really kidnapped Nanako, there's no time to lose.
Don't use me as your guinea pig. Wait, that's it? Hey, don't wear yourself out, alright?
I turn away as Yosuke shouts at me. Not to worry, Yosuke. I give him a quick smile before leaving the area for real this time. At that moment, I feel a wave of distortion crash over me. I'm surprised this is happening without warning, but it's not a threat. After all, I know the feeling all too well. Or back in the Velvet car.
The Velvet Room.
I've been leaving the music room, but now I'm sitting in the Velvet Room for some reason. Margaret greets me as her usual self. This room is truly mysterious, but why would she summon me like this? Margaret sees my suspicious expression and speaks up.
Things have only just begun.
Well, yeah, we've only had one fight in this game because you guys keep interrupting the plot.
The misfortune that has befallen you can be thought of as a sort of trial.
A trial?
No, this isn't Ace Attorney. That was like a month ago. I want to get back to that. I'm worried. It's a lot of reading as well. I don't know the details behind her words, but I notice she won't answer me even if I ask. The inhabitants of the Velvet Room never reveal anything. That's because they can only watch from the choices of their guests make. Margaret's smile broadens as she sees that I don't intend to ask her anything.
I am an observer on your journey. I would do nothing so thoughtless as to force you to make choices.
Then why am I here?
You do not need such provocations. I already know that you shine brilliantly enough.
The shine she speaks of. Could it be my ability to use personas?
Yes, that is part of your brilliance.
Okay, and?
Personas are masks of resolution, strengthened by controlling one's heart.
Dark, I'm obsessed with this monkey emoji, I've noticed.
You understand this well, don't you?
Yeah, that's how we all fought up till now.
Yes, indeed. But one's heart is intangible. It cannot be seen and cannot be felt. When polished, it
What
releases
am I?
a strong light.
I cannot be
unlike
seen,
anything else.
but I can be felt.
But
What
it
am
can
I?
also be clouded by trivial things. Have you ever felt that way? You may be more conscious of that fact than most, because you hold the power of the wild card.
Margaret is literally just playing a gotcha game and keeps getting you. I'd believe it. Like, I keep showing up here. Margaret's voice fades as she answers me. Except her gotcha game is just summoning people with the contract into the Velvet Room.
How will you face the changes to come, and what choices will you make?
When I open my eyes again, I'm in the school hallway. I turn around to see the door to the music room behind me. Was I only summoned into the Velvet Room in spirit? There's no way for me to figure out what happened, but I think back on what Margaret told me.
Changes, huh?
Even though the people of the Velvet Room avoid saying much, what little they do has some sort of meaning. Well, I'm sure that Margaret has done some strange things while I've known her, but she's never said anything meaningless while on duty. I would assume that this would be the case now. I may have to keep her words to heart. In any case, I need to concentrate on the case for now. I'm sure I'll understand the meaning behind what she said when the time comes. I must proceed. Though this bizarre place looks nothing like the Yasogame High I attended, the building seems strangely familiar as I run through it. Teddy appeared on the monitor from the music room. From the looks of things, it appeared he's behind what's going on. But I heard Risei's voice over the school PA system before my fight with Yosuke. If this school works anything like the real one, I can make a good guess as to where Teddy and Risei are.
It might be the announcement room.
But of course, things aren't that easy. Those invisible walls keep getting in my way wherever I go. It seems that some of those walls don't let anybody through, no matter if they won or lost a fight. Every single time I run into one, I'm forced to take another path. It's like my route's already set for me.
I'm being led somewhere.
I stop for a moment in the hallway in the practice building and mutter to myself while I take a look around. Where are they trying to lead me? That moment.
Hey, you there! You're one of them participants in that Grand Prix thing, right?
Not the voice I expected, but okay. A voice I don't recognize at all breaks me from my revere. I instantly jump back and draw my sword in surprise.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's the big idea? You could poke someone's eye out swinging that thing around.
I turn around and see a girl I never saw before. Was she part of that crowd? No, she looks like a real person. She was caught by surprise when I suddenly pointed my weapon at her. Although she flinches, her words don't lose any of their intensity. How bold of her. This may seem like an odd thing to say, but what suddenly crosses my mind. This girl doesn't seem to have any intention of attacking me. I sheath my sword but remain cautious.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
Maybe she can help us find a computer room. God damn it. No, this doesn't sound like Hinoka.
Sorry ain't gonna cut it. What were you gonna do if you hurt one of the students here, huh? You can't go pulling that stuff without student council approval. Alright, the jig is up. I'm putting the kibosh on this tournament right now.
Hey, wait, hold on a second. I'm not in this because I want to be. I'm trying to stop the tournament.
I'm trying to act non-threatening, but the girl continues to glare at me. Who in the world is this girl? She's wearing the Yasogame High uniform. She said something about the student council. Are you sure? Yes. But I don't recognize her. We don't encounter people here in this world that often. If a person is here, they're either a Persona user
Why are you
or...
here, by the way? Wait, did you fall inside a TV?
That's right. I might have put it a little differently, but if she can't enter a TV by herself, the only possibility is someone threw her in. That was what's happening in the murders from last year.
Inside a TV? What kind of nonsense is that?
She's not aware of it. But if she's not a Persona user, then I don't see why she would hide that fact. If she was trying to keep this from me, then she would have come up with then she wouldn't have come up to talk to me like this. Does that mean she is a victim? I carefully choose my words to avoid provoking the girl and introduce myself.
Narukami. I was a second year at Yasogami High until last year.
Huh? Last year? But that uniform.
Oh no, this is kind of my usual equipment when I'm in the TV world.
Equipment?
Never mind.
Yeah, you know, it's an RPG. Gear.
I ain't gonna blame you for not knowing. I'm the new student council president. Nice meeting you.
The student council president. If I'm remembering correctly, the student council elective should have taken place just before the holidays. If I have no knowledge who won the election since I left before they took place. Now reminds me, I didn't have any friends on the student council either last year. This girl might well be the president's President. No reason to not believe her.
Now it's your turn to spill. You said you ain't in the tournament because you want to be. Then what are you doing here? And what's this tournament about in the first place?
I feel that if I don't explain things clearly to her, it will only provoke her further. But I try to tell her everything about what's going on. Will only confuse her. I leave out the fact that this place is inside a television and tell her the other things that are going on. First, I tell her about Teddy, a friend of mine who's likely the one who set up this tournament. Second, I encountered some of my friends who were dragged into this as well, but they were acting strangely. Third, that my cousin Nanako is still in elementary school and may have been dragged into this mess. The girl calling herself the student council president seems skeptical while I talk, but eventually she sighs.
So if I got this right, you didn't start this, but your friend did.
Yes.
Well, you don't seem like you're lying.
It seems that she somehow grasped what I was trying to say. I thank her out of politeness, but she laughs at why I'm thanking her. There's one more difficult task ahead. How do I make her understand that all this is within inside a world in TV? She appears to be energetic, but it doesn't change the fact that she's in danger. I have to get her out of this world no matter what. Why does she have white hair? Did she steal Corin's hair? No, Dark, get over it. Let's go look.
I ought to tell you to go home, but I get that you're worried about your sis. Come on, let's go check it out.
We both start running at the same time. I reach my full running speed when something occurs to me. I'm surprised to see Miss President's keeping pace right beside me. Just standing still in this world would be serious for a normal person, but she doesn't even seem out of breath. She's quite impressive. I take a moment to quietly praise the girl running next to me. Burst into the gym where the noise came from, but there's no one here. Instead we see a huge pile of stacked chairs. They're twisted and intertwined with everywhere on the open floor. The gym forming a huge tower that almost reaches the ceiling.
What is this? Who'd go to all this trouble?
The girl stares up at the chairs, seemingly dumbfounded. Suddenly, the monitor in the gym flickers to life. As I expected, Teddy appears again in the costume. Dictator Teddy.
Are you on a hot date, Sensei?
God damn it. Everything's about girls with you, isn't it?
Well, that's fine with me, of course. But shouldn't you keep your mind on the fighting? Whoa, you look so mortified. That's the face I was hoping to see.
He's not saying anything completely straight, but he's obviously hinting that he knows I'm worried about Nanako. I know that saving Nanako is important, but I can't leave Miss President alone and abandon her either. I still feel Teddy's words causing me to doubt myself. Girls and men? Mainly girls though. Miss President raises her voice.
Hey, you! You're the ringleader of this mess, aren't you? What's the idea? Raising a ruckus like this without running it by the student council. Pack it in and clean all this up already.
She speaks fast and clearly as when I had first met her. After getting a clear look at her face, I feel like I've come to realize where she gets her courage from. Teddy isn't straight either. Well, I mean... no, yeah. I mean, think about it. Think back on the last playthrough. I know it was a while back now, but... she truly wishes to protect her school. Her strong awareness of her duty is surpassing her fear. But Teddy on the monitor looks annoyed and sneers at Miss President. He's incredibly detestable. I can't believe that Teddy even made such a malice expression.
What's that tiny thing? I'm in the middle of an important conversation with Sensei. A yappy little mutt like you should be muzzled and sit in the corner.
Wow, rude.
Sit, puppy. Sit.
He absolutely had no intention of dealing with her seriously. Miss President turned bright red in humiliation and from being brushed off like that. This is enough. I take a step forward to put myself between the monitor and Miss President. Leave this to me.
I'll take it from here. It's all right. There's nothing to worry about.
He was horny for anything that had a breath within a 16-mile radius. I mean, more women than anything, really. Miss President's lips are trembling. She must be angry that there's nothing she can do herself. I don't want her anger to be in vain, so I turned to face Teddy on the monitor.
Pretty harsh, Teddy. Hard to believe a womanizer like you would say such things.
See?
What's so attractive about a shameless liar like her?
Liar? Do you know something about her?
The way he said that makes it sound as if there's some history between the two of them, but as usual, he doesn't bother to give any details in his answer.
Sensei, your opponent's getting tired of waiting for you. With the next challenger, come on down!
After that line, another cloud of smoke rises from the floor. This time it's Yukiko who appears.
Oh, thank goodness you're safe. What's the matter?
It's nothing. Are you alright? Has anything odd happened to you?
Odd? No, I don't think so.
Yukiko seemed alarmed to see me in the defensive posture. I feel my shoulders relax as if I shift my weight to stand normally. Seems as if she hasn't been affected but like Yosuke had. I didn't think I'd been that tense though. Nah, that's the Yukiko I remember. She's as sharp as always, exactly when we need her to be. If she's not being confused, then I can immediately ask her for help. I try to explain what I need from her.
Nanako might be in here. I'm heading to the announcement room where Teddy is. I need you to protect this girl for me. She might be a victim of all this.
I motion towards Miss President standing next to me. Yukiko looks at me in surprise. I don't blame her though. But what Yukiko said next was even more surprising.
Why do I have to do that? It's not like I know her or anything.
I'm not going to help her because I don't know her? Is that really what she's saying? I can understand that she might be cautious about meeting someone for the first time, but would Yukiko really think that way? It's gotta be the same with Yosuke. The same uncanny sense of wrongness is coming back when I hear Yukiko speak.
Yukiko, not you too.
Nothing odd happened to me. I just committed arson. Nothing bad really. Nothing bad happened. Nothing odd happened to me. I just committed arson. Nothing bad really.
Calm down and listen to me. Can you understand what I'm saying?
No.
What are you saying all of a sudden? I can hear you clearly. What did you mean by you too?
When I try to question her, Yukiko's expression returns to normal. I can't tell anymore. She doesn't look like she's being controlled by someone. Am I overthinking this too much? At the very least, she doesn't seem enthusiastic about this P1 Grand Prix.
This is probably a trick the enemy is playing on us. They're trying to get us to fight each other. I'll say it one more time, Yukiko. I'd like you to protect this girl for me.
Sorry, but I don't know how to put this. It just feels like you're being really selfish. You always help people who have nothing to do with you, and I admire that. But where does that leave us? It's always your friends who get put in danger because of your self-centeredness.
I'm used to hearing her voice, but her words are scathing. I'm convinced now. There's no obvious change in her attitude like there'd be with Yosuke, but something's warping the Yukiko's words too. Her words may seem like a sound argument, but she means something else. I don't care if someone who isn't related to me gets hurt. That's definitely not something Yukiko would say. The real Yukiko would never say something that disrespects the value of life like that. Don't be deluded. Whatever happened to Yosuke has happened to Yukiko. I don't understand the details, but Yukiko hadn't had a complete change of heart.
What the? You can?
When I draw my sword, my president quickly tries to stop me, but I can't answer her right now. If a battle will clear up this nonsense, this pointless misunderstanding, then it's time to fight.
Ooh, now that's our senpai. You'll show no mercy, not even to a girl if it's for your own goals.
Again, taking this out of context, but okay.
Bastard with a sister complex. Keep it up and bring 'em all
This just
down.
feels like kink shaming by this point. I ignore the taunts and being delivered in Risei's voice. Even if our words aren't getting through to each other, we have to fight without understanding what's going on. We'll come to an understanding later. I have to believe, both myself and my friends. I hold my sword to the side to protect Miss President who's standing behind me.
Sorry, but you need to stay back. Whatever you see here, try to stay calm. Promise me you won't run away.
What happens next will probably surprise her greatly, but I doubt Miss President will run away. She's already shown to be strong in how strong her determination is. I glance over my shoulder to look like, although she still looks worried, she gives me a slight nod of agreement. Now, time to do this. I must end this as quickly as possible.
Persona.
I concentrate my senses to summon all my strength of heart, my persona, Izanagi. If I allow myself to go easy on Yukiko, she'll surely win. Yukiko smiles faintly and takes her battle stance. She resisted the idea of protecting Miss President, but she seems to have no qualms whatsoever about fighting me. There's definitely something controlling her.
Come, Konohana Sakuya.
Yukiko's black hair forms graceful arcs in the air as her persona Konohana Sakuya rises behind her. The usual Yukiko should have a beautiful heart like this. Wait for me. I will save you. Alright, another fight after so long.
Finally.
Yeah, again, finally. There's a lot of talking in between. Damn it, just a bit out of range. Why is this so much harder now than when I was playing earlier today?
The winner is you, Senpai! What an utter thrashing!
I love all this animosity! These cocky, self-righteous friends showing
Oh,
how
the
they
bear
really
puns didn't
feel
change.
by beating the crap out of each other. That's
We
the
select.
real
I
thrill
didn't.
of
Did
a
I?
P1 Grand Prix!
Did I select a difficulty? I don't remember selecting a difficulty. I don't care to hear any more of Teddy's jests. I still have reservations about fighting against my friends, but now I know there's no other way to save them. I'm resolved to do what must be done. There's no knowing if Teddy and Rise have been affected just like Yosuke and Yukiko can't have. If they're like this, there's no use in talking to them through the monitor like this. That's the conclusion I've come to, but Ms. President seems to have other ideas.
How much further are you gonna push this? These guys are friends! What's so much fun about making friends fight each other?
Ms. President vents her frustration at Teddy's image on the monitor. I was a bit surprised at how she worded it. She seemed more upset that he was making friends fight each other, not that he dragged the entire school into this mess. We've only just met, but she already clearly sympathizes with us and understands the pain we're going through. I'm impressed and proud at the same time. Sorry, I'm embarrassed and proud at the same time. A girl of such compassion would be a great student council president. It's no wonder she was elected to represent the student body.
It's alright. Thanks, though.
It's not alright!
This is horse shit! She still looks worked up and lashes out at me. Perhaps her heart is a little too honest, but her anger puts my mind at ease. She's right. What General Teddy is doing cannot be forgiven. I glare at the monitor.
Sorry, but you're not getting your wish.
What?
Did you think this would be all it took to break us apart? That it would make us hate each other? Sorry to say, but that's a huge mistake on your part. I believe in my friends. They'll never get taken in like that.
You're so stupid! What kind of sensei are you?
I'm warning you now. If you really
I'm gonna head off. Good luck and have fun. Okay, thanks, Stark. Thanks for coming by.
Even if it costs us our lives. But if you're an imposter, hiding behind Teddy's face, I will make you pay for toying with us.
Teddy scoffs and turns around. The monitor suddenly switches off. Suddenly, turning on us without any signs of remorse. That's not the Teddy I know. He's most likely not the real Teddy. Seeing the anger in his face only strengthens my suspicions. Someone is taking Teddy's form to make it look like he's the one committing these acts.
That girl's come around.
I immediately rush to Yukiko's side. Are you alright?
Yukiko, are you alright? I'm sorry I couldn't go easy on you.
No, it's okay. You weren't your usual self, but I could tell by your eyes that there was something going on. I'm sorry too. Did I hurt you?
Kinda, yeah.
I almost died. I try to pass it off as a joke, and we look at each other and laugh. Things are going the same way they had with Yosuke. It's becoming clearer now.
Did I say things that offended you earlier?
Yes. You did.
Yukiko hesitates as if even remembering it's difficult. What in the world did my illusion say to her? I bet it was something horrible. Whoever's doing this is certainly finding the most annoying way to get us to fight. But what I supposedly said to her doesn't matter. Yukiko is still hesitant to bring it up, so I tell her to not worry about it.
I don't need to know what I said. I just wanted to see if my guess was right. It looks like our enemy has the power to confuse our senses. My first opponent was Yosuke, and he told me a similar story after we fought.
Huh? You said something bad to Yosuke-kun too? What did you tell him?
You sure you want to know?
You don't want to know, Yukiko. You don't want to know. Am I the only one? If I'm the only one admitting to what happened, that's not fair, is this? But the curiosity is in line with the Yukiko I know. I evade the issue with a smile and call out Miss President who's standing behind us.
What kind of people are you? Oh, right. We used our personas.
Yeah, we should at least explain to her what's going on.
She did see everything that had just happened. It would be a good opportunity to tell her everything. I introduced Miss President to Yukiko and to each other, and they fill in the parts that I left out in my previous explanation. I tell her about personas. I tell her that we're actually in a world inside the TV. I tell her how the scenery changes according to the hearts of the people who enter it. She looks doubtful while I'm talking about it, but considering that she's just seen our personas only moments ago, she doesn't completely deny it. Still, it seems that she can't accept it all either. She crossed her arms as if she's lost in thought. On the other hand, it seems like Yukiko didn't know that Yasogami High had a new student council president either. Yukiko apologizes for not having paid attention to the elections in April.
That's it in a nutshell.
So, that's what you meant by falling into a TV.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty simple, falling into a TV.
This could be a part of your mind that's materialized.
This school came from me? That's a lot to swallow.
I get that a
I'm
lot.
not surprised. Why is it different this time around, though? Usually the victim's shadow appears first.
That's right, I had doubts about that too. There's a reason why it's dangerous for people who can't use their personas to enter this world. Besides the obvious reasons of not being able to escape and being unable to protect themselves from shadows, a person's shadow separates from them. The shadows that split off are strongly attached to the original people they came from, and will try to harm them in order to become independent entities. I hadn't given it much thought, since Miss President seemed so energetic, but it's still possible that this happened to her as well. I put this together with the conversation I had with Teddy a moment ago and came to a conclusion.
Teddy who's hosting this tournament. What if he's actually this girl's shadow?
Huh?
I noticed he got agitated when I called him an imposter. A fake Teddy would mean he's someone else using Teddy's form.
I see. If this place reflects Miss President's heart, her shadow must be here. And right now, the strongest candidate is...
That's right. If we both saw an illusion, at the very least, the enemy has the power to elude our senses and make us see and hear things that aren't there. On top of that, it can alter what others hear and say and see us do. If we can do that, then I can easily see that our enemy has the power to change its appearance. That means it could be impersonating Teddy and leading this tournament. That still leaves the question of why would it take an appearance of someone it doesn't know. I've seen shadows in the past take on bizarre appearances, but the first time I've seen one impersonate an existing person. Does this shadow some kind of objective? When I come to my senses, I see that Miss President has turned pale and is staring down at the ground. All the talk of shadows and other worlds doesn't seem to be reaching her, but she seems troubled at the thought that she might be causing trouble. I'm about to tell her that the actions of the shadow aren't her fault, but Miss President rises to her feet.
I'm gonna check out the announcement room. That General Teddy's behind the whole shebang, right? And if he came from me, then I gotta own up to the responsibility. A student body president, I can't let this go.
Wait, you're being reckless. We'll take care of the shadow. You need to...
What? Get out of this TV world? And how am I supposed to do that? Go on. Show me the door.
Well...
She has a point. Her eyes are full of the fires of determination, just as they had been when I first met her. Her sense of responsibility and her awareness of her duties says that she'll never back down.
Cousins in the announcement room. And you're gonna go save her, right? I might not be as strong as the two of you, but I'm no slouch in a fight. Wouldn't it be better if we went together?
No. Don't you understand? This world is...
I know it's dangerous, but there's gotta be something only I can do to help. Hell, that aside, I can't leave after causing so much trouble. Making friends fight each other. I'm going on ahead. You don't want to waste time arguing, yeah?
Miss President declares in a voice that brooks no argument, takes off running. I wasn't expecting her to behave so rashly like this. I remember how fast she can run. If I'm gonna go after her, I need to go at once or I'll lose her.
Please, you have to go after...
Yukiko sees me hesitate and knows exactly what to say. She's right. There's not much we can understand. There's so much we don't understand, but there's no way that the investigation team can let a victim run off and die. Yukiko ignores the fact that I'll be leaving her alone and tells me to follow the girl we only just met. It's the exact opposite of the behavior she'd been displaying before the fight. Now that's the Yukiko Amagi I know. I'm ashamed that I haven't slightly let myself become confused by the way I heard her speak before, and I answer her. I'll come back for you.
I believe in you.
Yukiko nods me, and I begin running as fast as I can. I have to rely on the faint echoes of the footsteps to pursue Miss President through the school. I can't use my memories of school or to navigate because the invisible walls are everywhere, but the announcement room is upstairs. That obviously limits the paths she can take. I'll catch up with her no matter what. I've been running after Miss President for a while, but I still can't reach her. She's so fast, it's almost supernatural. I even begin to think that her path might not be hindered by the invisible walls. Wait a second. Now that I think about it, she's not a participant in the P1 Grand Prix. She didn't appear in the introduction video, even though she'd been here when I faced off with Yukiko. She wasn't affected by the rules. Could she be able to walk through the invisible walls? If so, catching up to her would be difficult. Just as I'm thinking this, suddenly a blue door appears. Oh, god damn it. What do you want now, Margaret? When she sees that I've noticed her, she speaks as if aware of my impatience.
You seem flustered, but time has no meaning here.
Margaret politely points this out, knowing I'm in a hurry. Time is meaningless. I thought I figured out a few things about this room, but it seems there's still more for me to learn. If time doesn't pass while I'm in this room, then I should concentrate about what she's about to tell me. Once again, as if reading my thoughts, Margaret smiles.
It seems you've emerged victorious, and though you are in a garden of deceit, you have the vision to go forward.
Is that student council president
I'm not following you.
really the cause of all this then?
Hey, Mav, what's up? Welcome.
Who can say? All I know is that you are getting ever closer to the truth. There is one thing I can tell you.
Margaret's golden eyes are fixed on me.
If that girl's shadow is the cause of this misfortune, she will face her trial. But it's separate from your fate. You have your own trial to overcome. Keep that to heart.
My own trial?
I don't mean to repeat what Margaret had just said.
Everyone sees various things in you that draw them to you. Salvation, hope. I myself find fascination.
I got the notification for this.
Over you.
Yeah, it's nice when YouTube actually notificates you.
Fate may not be the author of your trials, but you are.
Did I say notificates? Yeah, that's not the right word. Margaret smiles mischievously and nods towards me. Another slight feeling of lightheadedness passed, and I return to the otherworldly school. The blue door is nowhere to be found, as if it's never been there to begin with. I look up. I still don't understand what my own trial is supposed to be, but for some reason my mind is cleared up a bit. Yes. In any case, I need to keep chasing after Miss President, and I immediately see a recognizable figure, her long ponytail. I found her.
It's too dangerous to go alone.
Take me with you. Miss President turns around in response to my voice. She's smiling. I wasn't expecting that.
Color me impressed that you managed to catch up to me so quick.
This calmness. Had she expected that I would follow her? I'm beginning to feel like she's toying with me. But I understand now. Nothing I can say will change your mind. There's no helping it then.
Promise me that you won't leave my side. And you can't do anything rash.
I hear Ichigo. I hear Ichigo in his voice. Yeah, that happens.
You can't agree to those terms. I'll have to force you into protective custody. This is a matter of life and death for you.
Sure thing. Then let's get to that announcement room together.
I thought that I'd be able to keep her in check by saying her life was in danger, but she didn't seem to take my notice. She just shrugged and accepted my proposal. She's quite hard to deal with. I'm not sure if she knows how I'm feeling, but she speaks up. Roger Craig Smith is a villain in Bleach too? Oh my gosh, so Sonic's there as well?
Hey, mind if I ask you something?
What is it?
There's a moment of silence. Oh. Just as I'm about to ask her what's going on, Miss President continues.
Tough, being forced to fight your friends, huh?
So is Yosuke and she. Oh god, everyone's there!
Sorry. You don't gotta answer.
She must be still thinking about my fight with Yukiko. True, I'm slightly hesitant to talk about any of this, but it's a question that must be answered. That's how it feels to me.
You're right. If I could avoid it, I would, but I believe in my friends.
You mean your friends won't hate you after the fight? Or you think they'll understand that you don't really want to fight?
I don't know. Both, maybe. I mean, there's no way we'd fight each other without some kind of reason.
Will she believe that answer? I study Miss President's face, but when she opens her mouth, she has an unexpectedly gloomy look in her eyes.
You had to kill each other.
Kill each other? I truly hadn't anticipated this question. I was caught off guard by how I hadn't even considered it. It's true. There's no guarantee that this General Teddy wouldn't suddenly decide to make us fight to the death on a whim.
Sorry, that was probably over the line. I don't know why
I thought I was
that.
saying Persona, not Danganronpa.
I wouldn't let it happen.
Even if I was forced into such situations, I would never allow that order. All I can say is right now. But after hearing my answer, Miss President cast her eyes down again. After seeing that behavior, how do I put this? Felt a sense of incongruity. Why could that be? Something doesn't feel like her. Could Miss President be carrying an unimaginable burden that she's yet to confide in us? Is it so heavy that she would ask that question of me? Speaking of which, if General Teddy does turn out to be her shadow, what does that mean about whatever repressed thoughts she truly has? Suddenly, it seems that her courageous and cheerful demeanor are a mirror image of that. A slight sense of fear chills my spine. My thoughts race through my head while we walk down the hallway.
What are you doing?
I thought I broke my nose for a second. The invisible wall again. Even though I should have expected them, I relaxed my guard and walked right into one. I hold my nose and wave Miss President, who looks concerned.
There's an invisible wall. I don't think I can go through here.
An invisible wall? Oh, that must have been why you broke out of the mime act every now and then. Well, if I can pass through, it must only be blocking the tournament fighters. This world sure is out there.
Miss President walks right through the place I bumped into, so that must be the case. As I imagine, Miss President's unaffected by the walls. So, is it because she's not one of the fighters in the Grand Prix? Of course, if General Teddy really is her shadow, then maybe the normal rules don't apply. The entrance to the school building is ahead of us, but perhaps the worst of all is the wall that I just walked into blocking me from reaching there. I have to find some other way. No, there are walls here too. And the same can be said for the direction towards the entrance. A thought crossed my mind as I checked back the way we came. It's as I thought. Another invisible wall formed where I passed. I can't go back. With walls in every direction, there's nowhere I can go. If I can't go anywhere, that can only mean one thing.
Be careful. This probably means...
The moment I call out to Miss President, General Teddy appears on the monitor in the entryway. It means the third round of the P1 Grand Prix is about to begin.
Is your snout okay, Sensei? Jeez, you're such a klutz.
Fuck you, Teddy.
You're still using that form? It's getting old. Why don't you just show your true self?
Boy, you've gotten peevish. I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Sure. I was intentionally trying to rile him up, but he wasn't falling for it. It looks like I'm not gonna get him to reveal anything that way. I quickly changed tactics.
Okay. So who's my next opponent?
Ooh, now you're getting into the spirit of things. Let me guess. You're starting to enjoy beating up your friends? Okay. With the next challenger, come on down.
The general doesn't pick up on my intention and loudly yells out what appears to be his pre-battle catchphrase. Smoke pours out. And who should appear from the smoke but the person I was expecting to see? The four of us entered the TV together. I already fought against Yosuke and Yukiko. Then...
That's what I thought. You're the last of us, after all.
Yeah.
Chie.
I had a feeling you'd be next, too.
Chie laughs along with me. For the moment, it doesn't seem to be anything wrong with her, words and actions, but I can't get my guard down around her. After all, I felt the same way when I encountered Yukiko. But, as they say, third time's a charm. I have to see Chie... I have to see if Chie is in her right mind. I decided that's the best way to do this, and to be calm and start a conversation with her.
You know what they're doing, right?
Before I can begin to explain, Chie cuts me off.
I know. The stuff we say gets twisted around so we end up fighting each other, right? Don't worry. You're the son of a bitch who left us as soon as the last case ended, but you're still our good friend.
Oh, damn! Chie's out for blood!
I mean, you have it easy. You're just fighting your friends. I have to keep killing you over and over, all because of you humans!
Bam! This is obvious. Chie is clearly not herself. It's so blatant in her words. So blatant her words don't offend me at all. Moreover, it's not out of character, but Chie would never say anything like that. And you humans? That's as good as confessing you're not human. Oh, right. Carnivore, was it? Miss President's watching us nearby. She looks more dumbfounded than worried. Still, what Chie said at the end caught my attention. I had to keep killing over and
More
over.
stuff about killing, huh? Miss President was talking about it earlier, too. This must be.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Hurts. I'll give you a taste of the pain they put me through!
She's not even trying to sound like Chie anymore. I can't even begin to understand what she's talking about. But if a shadow's intentionally making people say these things... What does that mean about Miss President? Killing each other? All because of humans? What kind of secret past could this new student council president of Yasugami High be harboring? Now's the time to think of this. I'll have to look into this after we cleared up the confusion.
Let's do this, Chie.
I ignore her words and draw my sword. Immediately, Risei's voice echoes through the area as if she was waiting for us.
Well, well, round 3 of the P1 Grand Prix already. Word on the street is that the carnivore may have a slight advantage. Will you, Senpai, all talk and no skill, manage to eke out a win this time?
Apparently. Give me a sec. Okay, I was hoping there was a difficulty setting because it's kind of kicking my butt. For some reason, all the training I did this morning is just gone completely out the window. Down, 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 down.
Final.
Ow. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey, I did it. Okay, that went much better than the fight with Yukiko. I won. I lower my sword and begin slowly breathing. I don't believe I've injured Chie too badly. Considering this was my 3rd time having to do this, I feel like I'm getting pretty good at not having to seriously wound people in a fight.
Wipe that smug look off your face. This isn't fun at all.
General Teddy's seen that the fight's ended without any injuries and spits his words through the monitor. The image on the monitor then disappears without anything further. Let him say whatever he wants. I fought all the friends I came into the TV with and none of them are hurt. All I have to do is head to the announcement room and make sure Nanako is safe, and then we'll be able to go home. I walk over to Chie to help get her off the ground. She comes back to her senses and seems a little sheepish. Are you alright?
I think so. Man, you're strong. I'm kind of shocked at how much of a difference there is between us.
Look who's talking. I've never been kicked around so badly in my life. Yes, you have, with Yukiko. I wait for Chie to reach her feet and tell her everything happened at this point.
So the others are safe too? What a relief. I was pretty worried.
Chie is so relieved that she sits down on the floor once more. I can't help but smile at the reaction. She really does care about her friends. Yeah, these are people I believe in. Seeing us exchange smiles like nothing was wrong, Miss President sounds perplexed when she speaks up.
You guys really are tight, aren't you? Makes me jealous.
Well, we did spend a whole lot of time together last year because of that case. Sure, I was surprised to hear such weird stuff coming from him, but I know he'd never say any of that to me. Wait a sec. Who are you?
Oh, I forgot about that. I quickly introduced Miss President to Chie, and she might be a victim in this case. But Chie looks again at Miss President suspiciously.
Huh? The student council president? You mean ours? That doesn't seem right. I remember the new president being a guy.
What are you saying? I'm the student council president. Who else would I be?
I'm pretty sure, though. Maybe if you told me your name, I'd remember.
My name...
Miss President stops moving. What's going on? She can't even tell us her name? That's not strange. That's not strange. That's not a... Oh my gosh. That's not strange if that a question, is it? But for some reason, Miss President seems unable to answer. I sense some kind of incoherent melancholy from her. Chie and I stare at a tense glance.
My name's...
What's wrong?
My... memories... No. I don't want to fight anymore. Why do we have to kill one another?
Kill one another? I gasp when I hear the words fall from her mouth. I don't know what's crossing her mind right now, but she's definitely not acting normal. I glance at Chie and try to approach Miss President in the hopes of calming her down. Without warning, Miss President begins flailing her arms as if trying to ward off the demons only she can see. Chie reaches out and touches her in concern. Miss President's arm catches Chie and easily knocks her aside. What power. I barely manage to catch Chie before she slams into the concrete wall. Still, this sudden breakdown. What in the world happened to Miss President? Once I've helped Chie back to her feet, we carefully approach her from both sides. This will be a little rough, but it can be helped. We can't ask her anything while she's like this. But at that moment...
What? No way.
Before I knew it, Miss President was flying through the air. She was jumping. For a moment, I can't comprehend what I'm seeing. This is no ordinary leap. She was at a standstill, but now her entire body is suddenly higher than my head. Her jumping ability is unbelievable. Chie and I look up in astonishment at Miss President and kicks off the ceiling and changes direction and lands at a full run.
Wow. Who is that girl? Did I say something to offend her? She did mention something about her memories.
Come to think of it, her memories did seem a little muddled. Maybe she was on the verge of getting them back.
What kind of memory would make her go nuts and run away like that?
I can't answer Chie at all. What if you had to kill each other? I hear Miss President's sad voice in my head. Chie apparently wasn't expecting me to answer, and she continues.
Wait here. Make sure you rescue her, okay?
Her voice is strong and confident. To drive the point home, she pokes her chest with my finger, as if ordering me. Even though she might be in danger herself, she's still worrying about others. All my friends are like that. That makes me really happy right now. I ask Chie if she'll be alright on her own, and she fires back, "Let me worry about that." I nod to her and begin running after Miss President once more. I will save her no matter what. Okay, I think I'm going to take a quick BRB to get some water and a snack. So, I'm going to put some music and be right back screen on. So, I will be right back. Wrong thing. Whoops. I meant to do this. Okay. See you in a moment. Okay, and I am back just in time, just as the song is ending. Alright, let's get rid of you. Yes, goodbye. Come back, come back, come back. And hopefully the game capture should come back as well. I'm just gonna... yeah. There we go. Even though I was running as fast as I could, the invisible walls keep me from making such headway. I attempted to strike the walls with my persona, but nothing happened.
So many invisible walls, one after another. Miss President can pass through them. I don't know if I can keep up the pursuit.
The announcement room is still my destination. There's no way to know if Miss President is headed that way, but if there's a shadow waiting for me, I'll need to get there anyway. Teddy and Rise should be in the announcement room, and if Nanako's being held captive, that's where she'll be as well. I have to keep running, but another wall blocks the way. At first, I think this is a dead end, and I realize that I can cut through the classroom and come out the other side of the wall. It's forcing me to enter the room rather than letting me go straight. This probably means I brace myself and put my hand on the door. The moment I step inside, a familiar voice echoes in my mind.
Hi. Senpai! Can you hear me?
Inside, guys.
Please answer me!
That voice. Is that you, Rise? The real one?
Her voice isn't coming from the PA system. It's here. I can hear it in my head. It has to be the work of Rise's persona.
Thank goodness. I've been all alone since that weird fake Teddy captured me. And then you were all fighting each other.
I can hear the relief in her voice. She sounds so different from the insensitive, rude voice that had been coming from the PA system. This is indeed the Rise I know.
Now, Rise, can you locate where I am?
I'm sorry, I don't think there's time. I'm stuck in the announcement room. Please, Senpai, you have to hurry. If you don't, he'll...
Rise! What's wrong, Rise?
There is no answer. The communication has been cut off. Has something happened in the announcement room? My heart begins racing. The enemy made us fight each other as participants in this tournament, and they captured Rise as well? It's clear to me now that they must be worried about her using her persona powers to tell us the truth, but that's not important right now. If she was captured to prevent her from contacting us, then the enemy must think of Rise as being less valuable to those who had to fight. She sounded okay, but who knows what might happen to her now. I have to hurry.
Pardon me for interrupting while you are lost in thought.
I've heard that voice before. A hand brushes my shoulder and I jump away to draw my sword. I can't believe I let myself get lost in thought and didn't notice someone until they touched me. This is the second time I let myself get so distracted. I've gotten used to having friends with me while I investigated last year and I can't pay attention to the entire world around me. I need to brace myself. I look up and see another unfamiliar face. A girl with blonde hair and striking blue eyes. Wait, a girl? Her face and voice seemed human, but the rest of her is like metal everywhere. For a moment, I wonder if this is just an elaborate costume.
Startle you.
You're,
It's nice to meet you. My name is Aegis. And no, I am not human. You are the one from the introduction video, listed as the Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel, Narukami-san. Correct?
The question catches me off guard. I wasn't expecting a complete stranger to call me that. Did she say she wasn't human? It's, well, when Yosuke called me by that stupid title, I knew it was a joke, but when a stranger says it, it sounds like they truly believe it. This is a pain.
Nanako is important to me, but calling it a complex is stretching things.
You sure?
Aigis-san, was it?
There we go. Sorry.
Why are you here?
I was just re-advertising the stream.
Is the destruction of shadows, but we have come to this world on a different mission.
The destruction of shadows?
She fights shadows? But how can she do that if...
Yes, I have a persona as well. Though my body is a machine, personas are the strength of the heart after all.
Just as I thought. I'm surprised to find another persona user outside my group of friends, and a robot on top of that. I can't come to grasp of all this. From the way we were talking, it seems like a normal person in an interesting suit. True, I've seen stories about robots and looking uncanny like humans, but this is something far beyond. But isn't this like far beyond those? Still, I can't help but believe the evidence with my own eyes. I mean, I've been hopping in and out of TVs for the past year. Who am I to say if this is strange or not? Perhaps this technology is behind our recreation has supernatural roots of its own. I find myself growing more and more interested in how she came here, but I have to put that aside for now. There's something I need to find from her first. The P1 Grand Prix. It's so similar to the events of last year, but to think that it would involve someone like her. I don't have a clear picture of everything that's happening, that's for sure. I call myself and ask her what I feel like she's doing in this world.
What is this mission of yours?
She opens her mouth to respond, but then the monitor in the classroom turns on. At that moment, I suddenly remember it's likely I'm gonna have to fight her, and I'd forgotten about sensing that I had entered the room.
Aha! So that's where you got to, Sensei. I've been looking all over for you. Ooh, who's the honey? Were you in the middle of trying to score with her?
Not now, Teddy.
If you didn't know, you're the one who lured us both here.
Oh my, did you figure it out? I didn't have a choice after those guys decided on their own to horn in on the fun. You're a bright boy, Sensei. You know what's coming next, don't you?
The general on the monitor gives me a twisted smile. Could Aiga-san's mission be something that would cause them trouble? Can't figure out what his motives are, but he's using it to crush each other. In other words, she's the next challenger that's being set against me. Aiga-san seems to understand this as well, and is staring at me with the monitor with quiet animosity.
Sorry about this. Do you know the rule of this tournament?
Only the victor of each match may move on. Yes?
I have nothing against you, but I'm in a hurry for my own reasons.
Neither of us, in other words, can back down. Then there should be no hard feelings.
Aiga-san is professionally straightforward about this. She immediately takes a fighting stance. A bitter thought comes to me. It's tough being forced to fight my friends, but having to hurt someone I don't even know is just bad. Another thought comes to the heels of that one. I don't know this girl. Perhaps her appearance here means that there are urgent problems that an ordinary student like me can't fathom. What gives me the right to stop her on our mission? Shouldn't I know what's at stake before I take that from her? Thankfully, it seems like she hasn't gotten mad at me like my other friends. Perhaps the enemy doesn't care about clouding the minds of people who don't know each other. If we're still capable of understanding each other, then we should talk this over before we do anything.
Will not do. We will speak more of this after one of us wins.
Aiga-san says that so quickly as if she's reading my mind. For a moment I'm struck by how I could have known what she's thinking, but I realize she's right. What good would it do for us to talk things over? True, the loser cannot leave this room, but until we have a battle, neither of us are going anywhere. It doesn't really matter if we can come to an understanding or not. Until we have our fight, none of our goals are going to be accomplished. If that's the case, then it's better we don't hear about each other's problems before we fight. That could be why Aiga-san hasn't told me anything. This could be her version of kindness. I silently ready my sword. Aiga-san appears to smile slightly when I do. Right, I'm not going to give up on what I'm fighting for either. I need Nanako and my friends to be safe. I have to make sure that Miss President's okay. I'll use everything I can to protect them. Thanks to her consideration, I make a point that I'm ready to start the fight.
Here goes. There's no need to hold back.
Indeed. Let us do battle.
Alright, another fight time. As if... Wow, it's as if this is a fighting game. It's been 2 hours and this is only our 4th fight. I feel like they could have cut down to talking a bit. Just being honest here. But,
Final.
Severe impact. Heavy damage. Heavy no. Some damage sustained. Severe blood damage. My other self. Anti-now. Firing. Severe impact. Ready. Target locked. Limiter resistant bramble. Move down. No escape. Move down. Persona fire.
I'll show you man's potential.
Cannon. Going. Bramble. Evaded. Athena. No. Over. Airstrike. Target locked. Go.
Not enough.
Miracle mode.
damn! Damn, she actually... I thought I was doing pretty good there for a bit, but no, she completely took me by... She completely, like, took me down after that. Gets my confidence up and then dashes it. Thought I was doing pretty good that round. Oh, I just noticed I guess it's like an ammo counter. There we go. Oh, okay. I don't know what I didn't know what happened there. I was like, why are you panting?
Wowza! Now that's the sensei I know. That hunk of junk was no match for you. Serves you right. Keep suffering. Friend against friend, beating the heck out of each other.
The machine with the power of a persona. She was made to fight shadows, but I had no idea what she was capable of. I feel like my mind's being drained more than my body. It angers me to see the generals watching over us with the expression of joy as if we were some performers for his amusement. I took a look up at the monitor.
Fight, but it's pointless. We aren't fighting because we hate each other. The reason we can fight is because we respect and trust each other.
A low growl. That's the only sound I hear. The real Teddy's never made such a hateful sound before. It's actually rather scary.
You're such a dumbass. What's with you?
Yep, that's the girl. The image on the monitor distorts with that outburst. The general's having trouble remembering to act as someone else, and his face bulges and ripples disturbingly as his hate pours through the screen. Any pretense at copying the adorable stupidity of the real Teddy is gone now. I notice that the voice is spitting out those hateful words is not Teddy.
Trust? So what if you don't hate each other? You're not like I was forced to fight against my will. I destroyed them with my own hands. You should all have to go through the hell I've suffered. See how it feels to destroy everyone you call a friend. If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have made the rules so you had to kill your opponent to move on.
The general on the monitor continues to rage.
Why did you set this tournament up?
The moment I say that, it's as if all the dots have become connected. When Miss President asked out of the blue if we were going to be forced to kill each other, that ominous muttering of killing one another, were both something that came directly from our past. Maybe she had been forced to fight people she didn't want to fight. Had she been forced to destroy something that was precious to her? There's no way to know for sure, but it's possible. Considering this kind of explains why her shadow created a tournament like this. That is, she wanted us to feel what she went through. I might not be entirely correct, but I feel like I'm close to the truth. I should ask General Teddy about my suspicions. But I'm considering raising my voice.
Pardon my eccentric entrance.
What?
Someone comes crashing through the ceiling. What in the world? I rush over to Aigasan to protect her from the falling debris. But I look up and see a young woman come from the cloud of dust. While not as strange as Aigas, she seems uncommon as well. Hey, Elizabeth. But even then, why did she have to come through the ceiling? The room has doors. It makes no sense at all. I was about to get to the heart of the matter with General Teddy, but the monitor in the room has been destroyed along with the ceiling. Though, she seems oblivious to my confusion, the girl cocks her head and apologizes.
Oh, please excuse me. I didn't have the faintest idea that someone would be here.
Faintest?
Fiend, something along those lines at any rate.
What the hell is she talking about? Who is this in the world is this person? Wait a second. That blue suit she's wearing looks familiar. And with the silver hair and the golden eyes. Could it be...
Are you from the Velvet Room?
My, is this what's known as being hit on?
How?
A forbidden ritual where one human approaches another based solely on appearance and bets on the inner self being equally attractive.
What? No, I'm not hitting on you. You just remind me of someone I know.
Okay, so that actually sounded like I was really hitting on her. No, I need to stop thinking like that. I need to stop thinking with my pee-pee. In any case, I need to ask her something.
Do you know anyone by the name of Margaret?
Margaret?
She repeats the name. Her face seems surprisingly youthful. Had I been taken aback by her bizarre speech actions, but could this be a girl younger than me? Her profile simultaneously evokes an image of pondering philosopher and an innocent girl. I can't figure out exactly how to speak to her. Should I be more polite? I guess it doesn't matter too much. Worrying about the niceties isn't the most important thing right now.
Oh, actually, we should introduce ourselves first. I'm Yu Narukami.
Ah, that had slipped my mind also. My name is Elizabeth. Dear me, to hear that name fraught with memories in such a mundane, remote place.
She thinks this world is a mundane place? That's confusing. Yasu and Inaba might be out in the countryside, but it's not that bad. The girl Elizabeth bows elegantly to me.
Margaret is indeed my sister's name. Can I take that to mean that you are another guest of that room?
I see. So she's Margaret's sister. That would explain why she reminds me of her.
Elizabeth-san, huh? Well, I guess that's the case. It's true that there was a time when I visited that room.
Igor, Margaret, and now Elizabeth. It seems like there are more people in the place I call home than I thought. I think I'm glad I met Margaret last year instead of this girl.
The resident of the Velvet Room here.
Yeah, poor Minato.
I am currently utterly neglecting my duties.
I remember Persona Tree. Oh boy, Persona Tree.
Is that so?
That doesn't really matter too much. I have no response anyway. So what possessed her to come blasting through the ceiling instead of using the door? I decided not to bother asking that. I met so many different people over the year, but I'm trying to have a conversation with this girl, and I'm trying to have a conversation with this girl like trying to ride a wild horse. She's just gonna ignore the direction and steer us toward. I'm trying to steer us towards and veer her off where she wants. Best just to hold on and go along for the ride. Maybe if I pay attention, she'll tell me something worth my time. Even if I try to ask her questions, she'll just likely be confused anyway. Just as I'm having that thought, the girl seems to have noticed my hesitation and starts to talk about herself. Her eyes are lit up with a sincere passion. She's really hard one to read.
I have a certain desire. It may take a very long time for it to be realized. In order for my wish to be granted, I require a power much greater than what I have. The power of the wild card that changes bonds into strength. I have a feeling that the key lies there.
I know a little about the wild card, but...
I feel that the first glue to granting my wish lies within that power.
Glue?
Flu? Influenza. Something along those lines at any rate.
She's having trouble coming up with the right words, but I can hear the sincerity in her speech. Probably. In other words, I think she means the power of the wild card is related to her desire to come here. I don't think it's worth to ask about how she knew I had that power, or where she found out about it. Just as I'm struggling to follow the meandering path of the conversation, she brings an outrageous suggestion.
Might I suggest that you and I fight?
What? Someone please tell me how she reached the conclusion that that was a good idea. I don't have a chance of talking to her out of it though. But of course I have to try. So I say, we're going to fight?
Oh, how excited this is making me. My expectations are ascending skyward.
You know, I should have realized you wouldn't take it as a question.
I'd like for you to show me the potential slumbering within you.
Let me make sure of something, just in case. You understand what I'm saying, right? There's no illusions at work?
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed.
I see. So you're actually in your right mind here. That's kind of, impressive.
Well, maybe she understood what I meant when I mentioned the illusions. If that's so, she at least must have some idea what's going on, and even though she might understand it, she still wants to fight? I wonder though, if she's unrelated to General Teddy's plans and invited herself, do the usual rules apply? As I think about it, as Elizabeth-san taps her foot on the ground and takes a fighting posture, she really does want to fight. The huge leather-bound book in her hand opens as if by itself. A torrent of power pours from the open book of a blue light. I can't believe that this strange girl has such unimaginable power. She seems so aloof. No, it may be more correct to call her an air of imminent violence.
Alright, I won't be able to hold back.
To be honest, I was really only saying that in the hopes of bluffing her. I have absolutely no room to hold back in this fight. I hurriedly cast off my fear and focus on the upcoming battle. There's no room for doubt. I need to hit her full strength from the start. If I were to fight her with the intent of killing her, I'll be lucky not to end up dead myself. At least that's how I feel. Elizabeth-san calmly begins the battle.
Let's do this. Your fate is in the cards.
Alright, new fight.
Final. Fight!
Impressive. Oh, no. Opening my door. Your fate is in the cards. I will shock you.
Ow.
I will shock you. Thanatos. Huh? Oh, no. This is the extent of your strength. Oh, no. As I anticipated.
Uh-oh. Oh no, I'm in the book dimension! No, that's bringing back flashbacks to Kingdom Hearts 2 and I don't like it! No! Not the book dimension!
Opening my deck. This is the extent. Well done.
I was playing the final boss theme from Persona 3. Or at least a remix of it, if not the actual thing. Just when I thought I managed to throw her off balance, Elizabeth gets back up elegantly as if nothing happened. Suddenly I feel an intensity build up in the air. Don't tell me she hadn't been taking this seriously at all up until now. In the next moment I swallowed a torrent of power like a leaf being blown in the air without the slightest understanding of what happened. My vision blurs as I spun around. Before I can tell up from down, the floor jumps towards me and I slam it into the ground. Am I going to lose? As my consciousness fades, I see the faces of my friends. Aige-san, all those I'd fought up until now. It's like the story that you see your life flash before your eyes just as you die. Am I dying? Can I really accept that? It's not over. I haven't lost yet. I've come so far. I can't lose heart now. I desperately force my legs to move and manage to stand up again. Elizabeth-san shuts her book and with an air of finality.
I see. I am quite content with this outcome. It seems you possess true strength.
The unyielding torrent of power suddenly ceases without warning. Is it over? Even as I come to understand that, I continue to stand...
I believed you were at the limits of your stamina after the battle against Aigis earlier. In actuality, your heart almost gave in during your struggle with me. But each time you faltered, the many hearts supporting you gave you strength, helping you to rise again.
She cuts herself off and nods to herself as if to confirm some suspicion.
This was truly an intriguing battle. I believe our encounter has borne much flute.
Flute?
Flue, chimneys. In
What?
any case, I'm quite pleased.
Yeah, now I remember. Now I remember our conversations with Elizabeth. Even after a battle, she acts like that. I feel like a fool for believing she really would have killed me, even if it felt quite real at the time. I can't believe any of this. My legs gave out under me and I sink to the ground. Maybe she understands how I feel. Elizabeth-san looked straight into my eyes.
May I ask you something? To continue fighting in order to prevent an undesirable future. It is a path of endless hardship. Would you still choose to walk it?
Margaret had said something similar just before the tournament began. How I had to overcome this ordeal concerning last year's case and open the door. Margaret and Elizabeth's words come together in my mind.
Yeah. Working for a better tomorrow isn't just a one-time thing. The tomorrows keep coming.
Opening the door is necessary, but it's not what's important. What's more important is making sure that you follow the path that's beyond the door. Only once you have that path in your mind does it matter whether you open the door or not. That's how I feel.
I would keep fighting for the future we want.
Elizabeth-san smiles. It seems like the former dweller of the Velvet Room is pleased with my answer. She must have chosen a path of her own at some point and is doing everything in power to see it through. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but I feel as if I'm able to understand her a little better now.
It's time for me to bid you adieu. By your leave, I, Elizabeth, am out of here.
With this, Elizabeth briskly walks out of the room. She caused some trouble, but I've also learned something about myself as well. I think I'll call it a draw. As I wave goodbye to Elizabeth, I hear Aige-san getting to her feet behind me.
Are you alright? You shouldn't force yourself to move.
I was concerned at first, but Aiga-san doesn't seem to be very hurt or damaged or whatever you say. It's like she was likely just knocked out. I absolutely have no chance of winning if I gone easy on her either, but this is getting ridiculous.
You are very kind. We've only just met, and yet you're worried about a machine like myself.
You are more than a machine. Aiga-san laughs at my confusion.
Seeing you smile like that? I don't know. I just can't think of you as a machine. You have a heart, right? Then it doesn't matter whether you're man or machine.
Aiga-san stops laughing and thinks deeply for a moment, but after a few seconds she looks back at me with a serious look in her eyes.
You have defeated me in single combat. That will make it difficult for me to continue forward, but I believe I can trust you. Will you listen to my mission directive?
I have no reason to say no. I look at Aiga square in the eye and nod reassuringly, and so Aiga tells me about her directive, and it was truly surprising. There was another case involving personas and shadows outside of Inaba even before our last adventure. She was a weapon with a heart created to express purpose of wielding a persona in the fight the shadows. She believes that this current situation could be because someone had stolen a similar weapon and caused her to enter the TV world.
So, there's another girl robot with a heart like you? And she's the cause of all this?
We came to this world to retrieve her, my older sister. The 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labris, is in this world somewhere.
Nanako, Miss President, and our shadow, and now Labris. I have a mountain of tasks to accomplish now. But even though I have a lot to do, I can't ignore it.
Labris, and I'll do what I can to help you get her back.
Unfortunately.
Aiga-san expression clouds. She says that she was a machine, but she's no different from a human. As I ponder that, I listen to what she has to say. It's discouraging.
So you don't know what she looks like, what she can do, or what equipment she's loaded with.
Basically, all she can tell me is that Labris is a robot who is built to look like a girl. Wait a second, I did meet a girl I didn't know in the TV world. Miss President. Could Miss President be Labris?
Is there a possibility that she looks, well, more human than you? You mentioned earlier that she was your older sister, so I assumed she was built before you, but...
My sister was an older model, a prototype for the 5th generation to be exact. It's doubtful that she would look more human than myself.
And there's no way Miss President could be Labris. I could tell at first glance that Aiga-san was a machine. Miss President appears to be completely human. I never once considered that she might not be human until just now. But that makes things more complicated. What in the world's going on inside this TV?
In any case, I'll keep an eye out for her. But right now, I'm heading to the announcement room. If Labris is the cause of this, then I'm bound to meet up with her eventually.
I shrug slightly. I don't want to be so grave. Aiga-san must sense what I'm trying to do and smiles.
I will trust my sister's fate to you.
Of course. I give Aiga-san a determined nod and run out of the classroom. But man, what a busy golden week. I have to make sure Nanako's okay, find Miss President, unmask whoever's masquerading as Teddy, and now search for Labris? If this was happening, I'd be kicking it with my friends at Jujuna's food court. Sorry, if this wasn't happening. Yukiko was trying to be coy, but I'm sure that big bundle she was carrying was a box lunch she made for us. And as to how it might taste, well, let's not get sidetracked. I'm sure we would have enjoyed it anyway. Eventually, I would have called Nanako over, and she would have brought some snacks for us. There were things I wanted to buy from the Shiroku store. Maybe I could have made it to Sozai Daiku in time to buy the last of their special croquettes. I wanted to talk over the owner of Diodara and get some books from the Yaminato bookstore. I'd have a steak bowl at Aya and hung out with the fox at the Tatsume shrine and waited for my uncle so that we could have dinner together. Tomorrow I'd have gone fishing. If the one who ruined my vacation and caused all these problems is the same person who stole Labris, and they've brought Nanako into the TV world, catch them no matter what.
You're not getting away from me.
As I run, I come across another blue door. Perhaps it's time I need to calm down. True, I may have lost my cool for a moment.
Here? Again?
I reach towards the door with a relaxed smile. Margaret's in her usual position. I glance around to see if anyone else is in here. It looks like her nutcase of a sister isn't here. Margaret notices me looking inside. It's a seductive sound that also conveys annoyance.
It seems my sister has caused you some trouble.
Yeah.
Though this may mean that I'm not the only one who is drawn to the light of your potential.
There's a hint of tenderness behind her towards her sister in her words. Her sister must be important to her. I can tell from the look on her face. Do I look like that when I talk about Nanako? Margaret pulls herself together and speaks again.
You have gained a new resolve by overcoming many doubts and falsehoods.
A new resolve. I find myself nodding along.
You have reached the threshold of truth. But man's hearts are mutable. That is why a resolve to continue fighting is more important than any one victory or defeat.
Yeah, I understand.
But this will be a difficult battle without end. Are you equal to the challenge?
24-hour stream, battle without end, let's go. The way she puts it makes sense, as if she was testing me. I don't respond immediately when I think about the question. It would be lying to say that I'm not worried. I know my heart can be swayed by change. There's no knowing what will happen from moment to moment. But even
if I have
then...
my friends, if I'm not alone, I can do it.
I see.
Margaret nods slightly in response.
I have heard your answer, but it's not enough. Remember what I told you before? The heart is shaken more by a single action than by 1,000 words.
As she smiles, my vision begins to blur. I hear her words repeated. I've reached the threshold of the truth. Everything that's happened during the course of the case runs through my mind. The new appearance of the TV world, this tournament putting us against each other, the shooting council president, fake Teddy, my encounter with a weapon of a heart, Aiga-san, searching for her sister, Labras, and the determination I've gathered through these constant battles. What I must accomplish. How do I show that what I've decided through my actions? Oh, it's gone again. Okay. I don't know why that happens sometimes. I don't press the X button, but it just disappears sometimes. It seems that the number of invisible walls has decreased. Could this mean the end is near? Just as I think that, I hear a familiar voice. It's Miss President's voice. It was coming from the door of the announcement room. I finally made it. I opened the door to the announcement room and rushed inside.
You're finally here. Hello, Sensei. Congratulations. How does it feel to have won the P1 Grand Prix?
The general smirks at me as I pass through the door. Behind him, Miss President and Rise. When the two of them see me, Miss President looks confused, while Rise's face lights up with joy.
There you are, Senpai. You're late.
I have to stay cautious of the general, but I signal to the girls that everything will be alright now. The general's closer to them than I am. I can't afford to make any reckless moves just yet. There's one more thing I need to know.
Teddy, where's Nanako?
I look around the announcement room, but Nanako's nowhere to be found. The general's face distorts with an ugly glee.
Nana-chan's right here. See?
Slowly, the general extends an arm behind him. And there was Nanako. Her arms are clutched to her chest, and she slowly takes a few steps towards me, obviously frightened.
Nanako!
After taking a step forward, I noticed something bizarre. The general disappeared. For a brief instant, my full attention had been focused on Nanako, but the general had been standing directly behind her and is now gone. How could he have gone somewhere else that quickly, right in front of me, without me noticing? While I'm confused about the general's disappearance, Nanako weakly calls to me. Being in the TV world has taken a toll on her. She trots towards me unsteadily, looking ready to collapse. That's not Nanako. I have to save Nanako right now. I will reach out to her, Rise yells.
Senpai, no! Nanako-chan's not there!
Nanako's not there? She's right here. I was about to say that, my hand stops. Something's not right. I try to look in Nanako's face once more, and in her eyes I saw madness.
Oh, so close! Just a little more and Sensei would have been a goner!
You bastard!
I barely reacted in time to draw my sword to block the attack. The general suddenly appeared out of nowhere to attack me with his cane, and I got a good look at him as our weapons clashed together. I see the madness in his face, the same madness that I seen in Nanako only a moment ago. That's when I noticed that Nanako disappeared. What's going on?
You've got it wrong, Senpai. It's all been him from the beginning. He can make whoever's looking at him see him as someone else.
So he's not actually taking on other forms?
No, he's just distorting the things you see and hear.
That's right. The enemy's able to control what I see and hear. I realized after the battle I had today, but seeing Nanako made me forget about that. The general laughs at this.
It's hard for me to show someone who actually saw this Nanako girl? You're hopeless.
You slice his head off. Just like how my friends hadn't actually gone crazy before our fights, Nanako had never been brought into this world in the first place. The appearance before me is fake. He distorted our senses to make us all suffer. But just as I thought, he couldn't deceive Risei's persona abilities. That's why he kidnapped her, to keep her from warning us about this tournament. And now that I know that, I pushed the General's cane away and jumped back towards the girls in order to distance myself from him. Good, now I'm in between them and the General. I look straight at the one who's behind this bizarre situation.
Who in the world are you?
You still can't tell? Seriously, the level of intelligence around here. Fine then. Here. Get a good look.
Dun dun dun!
I am a shadow. The true self. That's my face.
I saw the metal limbs and the golden eyes and a ponytail. A mirror image of Miss President's face, even though she was standing behind me trembling.
You wanted to see what I am, didn't you? Why does she look like me?
That's its true form. That thing is your shadow.
This is a shadow? She really came from inside me?
Yep. Risei tries to calm down Miss President, but the girl shakes her head in denial and squeezes her eyes shut. While Miss President refuses to look at the mechanical-looking being, I understand what's going on. Because this isn't the first time we've seen a robotic girl before. All the facts match up. The way she was able to run so fast without so much breathing heavily in the TV world. The sense of wrongness when I had Miss President ask about killing my friends. The way she avoided telling me her name. The superhuman strength when she hit Chie. The incredible jump to get away from us. And the Shadow's ability to interfere for the sense of other people. Just as Margaret said, all the pieces of the puzzle were laid out before me. They've all come together and now I can see the truth. She is indeed Labrys. Labrys, another weapon with a heart stolen by someone unknown and thrown into the TV world, created the school and forced us to fight our friends. This deep-rooted depression regarding her past memories, all of it took the form of Labrys' shadow who manipulated everything from here.
Labrys, don't look away. If you don't accept her, she'll get even stronger.
Labrys only shivers when I call out to her. There has to be some reason why she believes what I said. There has to be some reason why she believed that she was a student council president. But that was just a disguise, more for herself than for us. No matter how comfortable it is, they only cloud our eyes from the truth.
I don't know what your past was like. It must have had some painful memories. But you have us with you now. We're going to get you out of here.
I call out to Labrys while keeping an eye on the shadow. A shadow in the darkness of a person's heart. Unless it's accepted by the person, it will never disappear for good. But with that in mind, all we can do is watch over her as she accepts the darkness within her. We have to protect her when the shadow goes berserk and tries to kill her. But Labrys continues to shake her head and tremble. My words aren't getting through to her.
You hear that, mean? Your friend is trying to tell you something. Too bad he doesn't understand at all. These clowns are so hopelessly naive.
The shadow laughs shyly. It continues to smear more poison into Labrys' heart.
I wish I could have made them feel my pain. What it's like having to murder one another. That sadness and pain and anguish. Everything went black, and I was always left alone. I'm a weapon. A machine made only to fight. No human can understand my suffering. Stop! I've had enough. I'm human. I'm not like that.
This isn't good. I settle into a fighting stance, ready for anything, though I've got to deal with what's going to happen.
Oh, you're still clinging to
The shadow's eyes gleam with a golden light. The change begins immediately. A shimmer runs across Labrys's body. Instead of the normal human girl that had been there, she's a metallic body just like her shadow. No! Labrys loses all composure and scratches her arm, trying to tear away the metal that had appeared. But there was more to her change than just her arms. Her legs, waist, chest, even her head, everything was covered by clothing that was now mechanical. The reality that she didn't want to face. There were no words we could say to her. No matter what we say, reality wouldn't change. Labrys falls to her knees, and finally mutters the words I was dreading she'd say. No, don't do it. Don't do it. To be continued. Alright, and we've unlocked Kanji's story and Teddy's story, which we will do one of them. So we will do someone's story next time. I don't know which one yet, but we'll pick one at some point. But I'm going to call it there for a stream. That was a pretty good first stream. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed my time. I felt like the talking was a bit too much, but, you know, what else can you do? But with that, I'm going to call it there for the stream. Thanks to everyone who came and watched, and see you next time. Bye-bye.